This is the UIIU 4D Smart Massage Chair. I've been using this for a while now, so I figured I'd share some thoughts, like the stuff I actually noticed after the new toy excitement wears off. I'll just talk through how it's been in my day-to-day, what I like, what I don't, and who I think it makes sense for. Setup was the first reality check. This chair is heavy. Mine is around 200 pounds, and even with the little wheels, it's not something I'd want to move around the house alone. Getting it inside and into the room took 2 people. And the awkward part isn't just the weight, it's the shape. Once it's in place though, it basically stays there. If you're the kind of person who rearranges furniture a lot, just know this thing is not easy to reposition furniture. I put it on a hard floor like the instructions suggest, and I'm glad I did, because the reclining and sliding feels smoother and more stable that way. The size has been fine for my space, but it's definitely a presence in the room. It's kind of tall and long, and when it reclines, it shifts forward, so it doesn't need a huge gap behind it. That part worked out better than I expected, because I was worried I'd need to keep it way off the wall. Using it is pretty straightforward once you do it a few times. I mostly control it with the touchscreen and sometimes the armrest shortcut knob. The knob is honestly my favorite way to do it, because I don't have to hunt around on a screen when I'm already laid back. The touchscreen looks nice, and it's easy enough in good lighting, but I've had moments where it feels a little picky about where I tap, or it doesn't respond the first time. Not all the buttons are easy to see in a darker room either, so if you plan to use this late at night with the lights off, that's something you might notice. It also has voice control and an app. Voice control is convenient when it works, but in my place, if the TV is on, it can occasionally get confused. It's not constantly messing up, it's just not something I rely on. The app is fine for basic stuff, but I still end up using the armrest controls most of the time because it's quicker. The actual massage is the main reason you buy something like this, and it's been genuinely useful for me. The rollers run along an SL-style track, so it goes from up near the neck, down through the lower back, and into the seat area. The reason I bring that up is because I've tried cheaper chairs before where the rollers mostly stayed in the upper back zone and kind of missed the areas I cared about most. On this one, I feel it more consistently through my lower back and down into the glutes, which is where I tend to carry tightness if I sit a lot. The chair does a body scan when I start a session. I was skeptical, but it actually helps. Before this, my biggest worry was the rollers hitting too high and bumping my neck in a way that feels wrong. With the scan, it's usually lined up well for me. It's not perfect every single time, but it's close enough that I don't feel like I'm constantly adjusting or bracing for a bad hit. Intensity is a big deal. This chair can get strong. I can handle firm pressure, and even I don't run it maxed out most days. What I appreciate is that the intensity is adjustable, so I can go lighter if I'm just trying to relax or bump it up if my back feels wrecked after a long day. The same goes for the airbags. There are a lot of them, and they squeeze shoulders, arms, hips, calves, the whole thing. When I'm sore, the compression feels good. When I'm already a little sensitive, I turn it down. On the higher settings, the shoulder squeeze can feel tight, especially if you have broader shoulders. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I don't leave it on the strongest setting there. The foot rollers are another thing people ask about. They're intense. If you like deep foot massage, you'll probably enjoy it. If your feet are sensitive, you're going to want to lower that setting. I had to find my comfort zone with it, and now I usually keep it in the middle or lower range depending on the day. Heat is included for the back and calves, and it's been one of those features I didn't think I'd care about, but I actually use it a lot. It's not the kind of heat that feels like a heating pad on high. It's more like a steady warmth that takes the edge off, especially when I use the chair at night. I've noticed the faux leather can hold warmth too, so on warmer days, I keep sessions shorter or run it without heat. Most of my sessions land around 15 to 20 minutes, which also matches what I'd naturally want anyway before it starts feeling like, okay, that's enough pressure for today. The zero-gravity recline is real. It tilts you back and raises your legs, and that's the position I use almost every time now. It takes pressure off my lower back, and I feel like the rollers do a better job when my body is more relaxed and settled into the chair. There's also a stretch mode that pulls you back and extends the legs a bit. For me, it feels like a controlled stretch, not some extreme thing. If you've ever had lower back tightness from sitting, that stretch can feel pretty nice. As far as noise goes, it's been quieter than I expected. You can still hear it working, but it's not something that takes over the room. I can have someone else watching TV nearby and it doesn't become a problem. Long-term stuff I've noticed, cleaning is simple because it's just wipe down material. I do think the surface can feel a little warm if you're in it a while. Nothing crazy, just something I've noticed. The chair has held up fine so far mechanically. No weird squeaks or anything. If I compare it to other chairs I've tried at friends' houses or in stores, this one feels more customizable and it covers more of my back and seat area. Some chairs feel like they repeat the same pattern in a small zone. This one feels like it moves with more variation, and I can actually tailor it to what I want that day instead of being stuck with one default massage. Common concerns I had before buying were whether it would fit my body, whether it would be too intense, and whether it would be annoying to use. On fit, the scan helps, and the chair feels comfortable for my height, and it's rated to handle up to 350 pounds, so most people are covered there. On intensity, yes, it can be strong, but you can dial it back. On convenience, day-to-day it's easy, but I won't pretend the touchscreen is flawless, and moving the chair is a hassle. Who is it actually good for? I think it's best for someone who will use it regularly, like people who sit at a desk all day, people who work on their feet, or anyone who already knows they like firm massage. If you're super sensitive to pressure, or you only want a very gentle massage, you'll probably spend a lot of time turning things down, and you might still find certain parts like the feet or shoulders a bit much. And if your living space is tight, or you're on an upper floor with narrow stairs, plan the delivery path, because the wait is no joke. Overall, I'm happy I have it. I use it more than I expected, mostly in the evenings when my back feels stiff, and it's become part of my routine. If you're considering one, feel free to ask anything in the comments, and I'll tell you what I've noticed with real use. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the UIIU 4D Smart Massage Chair.